This is Ben Frost, and I'm talking to Anthony Lister about his adventures over in Berlin.
Yeah,
What are we looking at here, Anthony?
Oh, well, I got to Berlin and I started painting pictures, and I got thrown in this studio, which was right near all these abandoned warehouses where I'd found, bits of wood and, drums, and these are some series of photos of just on the street. That guy was like Pablo Picasso, he was hanging out.
Who's that guy?
Oh, that was a guy who was following me around filming me. And this is them driving me around while they're, I'm.
How many times have you been to Berlin now?
Oh, this was my second time.
Yeah, right. And how did you find it?
I found it great this time. I mean, it was summertime. The first time I went there was winter, and I, got to meet a whole heap of new people this time that I hadn't, ever caught up with before.
Tell me about this hospital. It sounded really interesting.
Yeah,
it looks really cool.
It was totally abandoned except for a security guard that we slipped by saying, we just wanted to make films in there, and he was like, just don't go inside anything. So we had lookouts and we'd just slip in, and it was totally haunted. It was like some old German hospital. It's crazy. The rooms were just trashed and demolished. Pretty epic, amazing spot to paint. Yeah.
It's amazing that it's been untouched. Like, it seems like most of Berlin is totally smashed.
I know, right? Yeah, it was about an hour out of Berlin, so it was a minute way out.
And so you hung that drum in there, or was that?
Yeah. So this is a skate park or something, but that drum was a 44-gallon drum that I'd found in the first spot that I painted when I arrived there, the first photo, and I don't know, it was just like asking to be dragged in off the street and painted on. And then I painted on it and hung it in this room and put this black felt up. So, mate, yeah, really effective.
Well, it's cool you're working more with the three-dimensional, these drums and the sculptures and this kind of thing. It's just obviously a new angle for you.
Yeah, well, I mean, I fool around with it in my studio, but it's not until you get to a space on the other side of the world that you have to utilize these skills you try to get in your studio, the ability just to sort of conceive things. I make things small and I draw little diagrams, but it was cool, like, when I got there, they were just ready to build, like, pianos for me. I'd be like, I want to build a piano, and, next day, it was built.
And so what happened to the piano afterwards?
It actually got put in this really great filmmaker's house.
Sick. And was everyone pretty responsive to what you were doing? Like, lots of helpers, I guess, but, like, was everyone really into it?
Yeah, it seemed that way. Like, I met heaps of people and went on the radio, and, people were coming out everywhere, and I was meeting them and saying hi. Mode 2 was there. Retina had just been there. It was really cool, but the locals, for sure, they were there loving it.
I thought this piece was really good. The use of negative space, I think, is really happening in a lot of your stuff now, like using lots of black walls and, not having as much messy stuff in there.
Yeah, well, I mean, part of it's problem solving, dealing with something that's already created and you having to get in there and change it, and I don't know, I'm just trying to make stuff that I'm happy with, that I can walk away from.
Yeah, totally. I just saw a picture of Mate there. I saw you were doing tattoos as well.
Yeah, we hung out. We had a tattoo party in my apartment. It was cool. He was wearing a Fuck Ben Frost shirt, so I could find him easily.
Yeah, that would have been pretty funny.
It was great.
So what was the tattoos happening here?
This is like a friend from New York, George, and he was getting a smiley face that I drew with like a smile and on his balls, and and then I sucked them until they were until they were.
I like this brick pussy though. I've put the photos the wrong way around.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, it's that brick was sitting on the table. I'd had it from wherever, and it turned into a vagina. Perfect, huh?
And I was looking here at this going over to London now. This is the pictures on walls, prints.
Yeah, they were the prints for London. This is like a wall I did in London a few months ago, and I returned and it had been tagged all over, which is awesome. All the kids showing their love.
Is this a collaboration here?
Yeah, that was a collaboration with Word to Mother. So when I'm in London, I like to hang out with all the dudes over there, D-Face and Word to Mother, and Hines and
I
stuff.
see Megs is getting up here.
Okay, so yeah, this is where like one day, Megs and Kid are in town, and they were with the V&A guys, and they're like, let's go paint. Are you keen to paint? I had a day, you know, it's like a Saturday. It's beautiful.
It's great that you just did those big faces all next to each other.
It's kind of like sad, angry, and happy.
And the reflection there in the water is awesome.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with that. It was tricky to paint though. We'd laid like little boats, little pieces of wood we could stand on while we could stand back and look at our work. Pretty funny.
Making it wet. And yeah, so how did everyone in London look like that?
Everyone had painted their face like Picasso. It's so strange.
Yeah, here's this mask one. It's fucking epic. It's just so different from the normal kind of style.
Well, like, it had something painted on it beforehand, and a lot of it was black, and I needed to solve that problem without spending my whole day painting it white. So my friend Hackula jumped on that, and we did a collab, which was ill.
Yeah, fantastic.
Then that afternoon, I got picked up by some dude in a car full of paint, and I went to this squat and painted it. It was just like one spot to another spot, painting, you know, hanging out, and then also building this show at Pictures on Walls. So. You know, the dream was, just like Berlin, when I got there, I'm like, I want to build a piano. I got to London, and I'm like, well, I want to paint a face and have rainbow eyes coming out of it. I was really into that thing that I'd done in Berlin with the laser eyes, so, you know, that was really on the forefront of my mind to do these sort of installation sculptures.
Yeah, I like the rainbow eye thing. It's almost like it could be a float at Mardi Gras.
Yeah, well, that's next.
And so where did you get that statue from?
I think like it got broken being taken to Banksy's studio, so they just let me fuck with it.
Right on.
Yeah.
And how did the prints go?
Oh, they went great. Yeah, I was so happy with them. You know, it's like, you know, it's not often you get a chance to work on a print that's a screen print into like being an original painting. So each of them to me was like this original, you know, piece of art.
Yeah, I think that's what people are looking for these days. It's something the artist has touched rather than just a reproduction that they're all the same.
Well, it's just such a pleasure to do as well, you know, just to take the time and to draw on every single one of them and just use it as like a format, you know, as a sort of background to be able to put heaps of different information in.
And I noticed on the rainbows that you've tagged like a lot of different people's names.
Yeah, your name's up on it. I tagged all my buddies. Read all
my
buddies'
names. Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah. It's excellent. It almost reminds me of something James Dodd would have done. It's like he's working in that kind of reusing people's other tags and things like that.
Yep, public scarification.
Yeah, wearing G-strings.
Pink G-strings.
And so, is that whole edition sold out?
I don't know, actually. I haven't really talked to him because, like, I'm still dealing with, like, catching up with the works I sold from Berlin, and then, you know, this show in London's up for a month. By the time it comes down, I would have gone to LA and been, you know, back in Australia again and planning, you know, the Sydney show.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, right, so you're off to LA soon.
Yeah, like Saturday.
Sure, and then we've got this thing in San Francisco together in September.
Yeah, we're going to San Fran. We're going to take out some hotels.
It's going to be fantastic.
It's going to be the shit.
Oh, look at that.
We're
nice shirts, by the way.
That's me sitting next to you on the plane.
And then back in the studio, you and me. Yeah. Magic act.
Oh, it's great.
Cool. All right, well, thanks for talking to me, Anthony. I'll catch up with you soon.
Yeah, Ben Frost. Peace out.